Hi Mario, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Ranjeet?
Wonderful, wonderful. So, what we have today?
So we actually have a really solid case study that we found on our Facebook. If you want to pull it up for us.
Absolutely. And I think there is a question also, I think something akin to that. I would like to kind of take it together on how do you connect? Would you spell that out, the question for me?
Yeah, of course. So the question kind of connected to this is how do you assess an applicant's existing achievements and kind of determine what's the most compelling narrative for their EB1A profile?
Absolutely. I think this is, I always tell people now, let me go a little deeper. And before we put up a profile on the screen, actually, here, that how do you assess an applicant's existing achievements and determine the most compelling narrative for their EB1A profile? Before we even go to that, I have a particular way of looking at somebody's profile in a way that would begin with understanding somebody's income. Okay, because income is one of the parameters, because somebody's, unless of course income is something that is being valued as your expertise. That's one of the parameters, and that's what you know EB1A jurisprudence, the whole concept is trying to evaluate. It's not trying to evaluate actually what are you earning. It's in terms, the question is not how much are you earning, the question is what is the value of your expertise. So let's say, for example, if somebody is getting 150K, and that's the kind of a benchmark we have seen, this serves good actually. So somebody is earning 150K, and let's say has a 10 years of experience. So basically, what has happened in this case is that the 10K, 150K that somebody is earning, and if you look at a 10 years, say maybe in the first year, second year, third year, we are just kind of averaging it out as a present value of the past income and just take it as 150K. And that's the way I would like to look at it. It means that in totality, the person would have earned roughly around $1.5 million. You see, that's the total income his entire expertise, his entire knowledge, his entire education has earned for somebody. It could be multiple employers, it could be one employer, it could be two, three, four, whatever, doesn't matter. So if there are 1.5 million, kind of income that one has earned, it definitely implies that there is a 20 times a return that a person has given to the company. For example, from any ask any recruiter, he or she would tell you that if somebody has earned, let's say, has been earning around, X amount, okay, the company would expect 20x of return from him or her. So it basically means that if you have earned over 1.5 million, it means that one has earned over 1.5 into 20, which is roughly around, not roughly, it's actually around 1.5, 30 million equivalent of, you know, return he has given to his all his employers put together. Now this $30 million, it means that there is an impact of $30 million. What are the different points of contours which are kind of making that person achieve that $130 million? Now we have to list down that potential items and the work that person has done, and that work is the impact, is something that you have to see. So when we assess somebody's existing achievements, okay, is by virtue of the impact that is there, and this helps to build up a narrative. Now we will also kind of look at the same question from the lens of the impact by one specific case study which someone put up on our Facebook group, and we will take off from there and let's see what we see here actually. Okay, now we have somebody who is anonymous member here, has put up that, hi all, I have 5+ years of experience, science and technology for clean energy production. Currently working as postdoc in my domain. We have a lot of people who are postdocs in our program also. Country India, clean energy production. Okay. Um, then there are citations, there are publications, there are reviews done, there's a patent filed as a two granted, book chapter, two international awards, editorial position, annual membership, very good, invited talks, conference, session chair, industry. So, okay, now I think this is a very nicely laid out analysis we can do on this actually, because I liked it. Uh, I would always remember one thing that I have always been, as I have been saying before, Mario, that no matter what are the, kind of metrics you think you're fulfilling or criteria that you feel that you are doing it. The most important aspect is your field. Yeah. So this is a clean energies production. And I think I would start with this. So the three things that you need to even start talking even before you go to the criteria is what is your field, how is this field going to benefit to the US, and how do you propose to pursue in your field of endeavor. Now these are the three things that need to get answered, and talk more about this first. How more profound you are, how more profound you present here, that is going to help you. So in a way that clean energies production, this is what you are doing. Okay, what is the benefit to the United States? How, what made you what you are in terms of this field? Don't connect necessarily with this. Talk about the knowledge that you have gained. What are the different data points that you have that kind of explain that you are a global expert in this particular field. Okay, then I think that would be the first thing. But having said this, if there are citations, I would even go a little deeper into the citations, that who are the people who are cited, who have cited you, what is the kind of deeper impact and resonance that you see for yourself into this. Which are these publications? Who is publicating this? I mean, what is the impact factor? I think since it is a field of science, I can see that you have 300 reviews done. Do you have details of these reviews? Who invited you to do these reviews? I mean, and what has been the impact of those reviews? Maybe those people are very acclaimed, accomplished professionals. Maybe somebody else got EB1A. Go a little deeper into it. I would just go a lot deep dive into this actually. Now, patent filed as a co-author, two granted. What is the impact? Now, patent by itself does not mean anything actually. What is the impact of that patent is something that is going to be relevant. I would say that actually. Yeah. I would go little deeper into this. For everything we can go, and how is your kind of sustained acclaimed established by virtue of this. Book chapter. What is the book? Who were the co-authors? Whose book it was? What do people think about the narrative that you are talking about it? I mean, about awards, I am not very sure which award is this, because unless truly it is an international award, don't even try to claim this. Otherwise, I would simply kind of use this. If you got an award for your review, publication, citations, I would like to put it there. And I assume that this is an editorial position. So 3 editors, is it related to these publications or something much more? I would go more granular into this actually. Annual membership is good. Conference 5. What was the? You see, I think one of the important things is it that what the nature of activity, what you do, is not really important. Like touching the water, what is the impact of the nature of activity what you have done, and how do you think it is going to get beneficial to the United States, is something that you need to kind of showcase. Let's put it that way. I mean, I would rather, what is the, I repeat what I said. The first is beginning about the clean energies production, what it is, what it takes to become this person of excellence in your as an expert. Then go more granular into each one of it. Try to present yourself as an expert of an international level and how it is going to benefit the United States. Keep on digging deeper actually. More deeper you go, more profundity of your expertise that it will be there. I think as you continue your endeavor, this may be a good time to kind of find possibly someone who can help you more deeper into these areas. And don't try to just touch the threshold for EB1A. Try to even cross much beyond that at a national level or international level. Try to become that person of excellence, and otherwise I think you are good. Wish you all the best, and I think this is what I would like to recommend to this particular person. The case looks very, very promising to me, and I think it's brilliant actually, I would say that. So I hope that helps, Mario, for the person.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I'll reach out to them as well, just to make sure that they get in contact and see if they have any questions regarding what you said. But our next question that we have is more of a 2-part question, some separate people. but definitely in the same realm of the answers. So for the first one is, for professionals without, prior publications or media recognition, what strategies do you recommend to build credible authority within their field? But also the next person is, how can someone with little media coverage, media exposure organically gain recognition, without resorting to paid or inauthentic features?
Yeah, I completely, I understand that. I mean, in fact, someone wrote a message to me on LinkedIn also, actually, on the similar lines, actually, that is your program cover the help me to get media coverage or blogs or something like this. Please understand that it is not something that, a media is necessary also. Some people believe that, oh, I need citations, I need to do this, I need to write papers. I always have been saying that the criterias are the lens to look at your profile. You don't have to fit into the criteria. The criteria need to fit into your kind of profile, and that's the way this entire program or the entire EB1A for that matter is structured. You don't have to, for example, how would a person of excellence of a highest order, let's put it that way, in your field of expertise would look like? Would there be a media highlight? There are a lot of top end scholars, there are top end software engineers. You don't need media for that, actually. At times you don't need a media at times. I mean, do you really need a media? I mean, I think the question that is stemming from sometimes, I think, a preconceived notion, which I've sometimes like to call this as limiting beliefs that people have, that for professionals without prior publications, what strategies would you recommend to build credible authority in the field? I mean, let's say, for example, I'm just making this up. You are an expert in a nuclear fuel. I mean, you don't need media for that, actually. You don't need to go to media for this. And why do you, if you're a rocket scientist, now you, for example, this gentleman whom we saw, whose profile we saw, I don't think he had in-depth media for this. You don't need that media. If you're working, let us say, in one of the Fortune 5 companies, a FANG company, do you really need a media to highlight your expertise? The answer may not be yes or maybe no. But yes, if it is required. For example, you may have a certain kind of expertise which might be helpful for people to know, or a media might be interested in a story of that. Then definitely there are organic ways to reach out to professionals. There are certain platforms which are available where people believe that your expertise or your credibility has a value for somebody, for world to know, and that those platforms can be utilized for this particular purpose. Or you can use Twitter, or you can use a lot of other platforms which are social media platforms, and Twitter would be the best to reach out to journalists. I would always suggest one more thing, actually, which I found it very good. I would have had at least 1,000 media references. I would have kind of over a period of my entire professional career, and that too in a publications like, with a circulation of at least 1 million or so or more. I would have had that in my own field of endeavor when I was, kind of doing my own job, actually, here. The best way to do things is first not expect somebody else to contact with you. The question is that, are you reading about, let's say you want a journalist to kind of write about you or write about the nature of the work that you're doing. Have you ever reached out to any journalist appreciating certain work, which is also equally important? Nobody is Nobody's endeavor is so great that, oh, suddenly somebody should reach out to you. What is the extraordinary thing that you have achieved that for which media should write a story about you? Unless you become that person of excellence and you have certain value for this, it is not going to be helpful at all, actually. So I'm very kind of wary about this kind of an approach, that without prior publications, what will happen? No, I mean, you have to achieve something even before you think of a media. And little media exposure organically gain recognition. I mean, recognition in media is just one of the factors, these are just metrics, one of the metrics for this. It's not necessary that you have to do that. So that would be my take, and I hope, Mario, that is helpful.
Absolutely. No, I think that really gave some clarity and, a little bit better understanding. It's not all about, trying to cookie cutter your way into this. It's just really just the organics of building up your profile and making it fit for the narrative that you guys are actually, laying out for your profile. So I think that's definitely well said. But you think we have time for one more question?
Yeah, we can take one last question, of course.
Okay, perfect. So this last question that we have is from Anonymous as well. They say, what are the most common mistakes you see EB1A aspirants make when, trying to build their profiles, and how can they avoid them?
I think that's my favorite one actually here. What happens is that focusing on the criteria is one of the biggest things that is something that is a bit disturbing actually. I mean, EB1A is not, I have always been saying, is not just another green card. I mean, it's actually like, I think I always say this to people also. I'm at the cost of duplication or triplication. I'm again saying this. It's like talking to President Trump and saying that, look, if Mario is applying for EB1A green card, saying that, look, I'm Mario. This is my expertise. This is what I bring to the United States. Give me a green card. Although there are 2 million people waiting for it, put me the first in the queue and write on the green card that I'm Mario. I'm a person of extraordinary ability. Now you need to have this level of confidence, this level of vibration, and these criteria are only lens. You can't talk to President Trump and say, I have this many citations and this is what I do. I mean, this is what, no, that is not going to gel with USCIS actually here. You need to have a proper narrative in the sense that how your presence is going to benefit to United States. And then reverse engineer your expertise, reverse engineer everything. Somebody is trying to you are expecting the government of United States to put you top in the queue and give you a green card, which is one of the most coveted green card, that too one of the most toughest journeys. And remember guys, I mean, EB1A journey is going to be possibly one of the toughest journeys in your life. I mean, people especially who are already in the United States right now, I mean, you all have spent millions and millions of, hours, and time and energy and, kind of endeavor that, to come to the USA. You are putting a lot of efforts and you are trying and hoping to get EB1A. This EB1A is definitely going to be one of the toughest journeys. You have to be prepared for that. Don't trying shortcuts is another thing, something which is a concerning. Seeking something like, somebody else will do the work for me and I will apply. And I will just kind of sit around and apply. Profile building cannot be outsourced. The impact of it cannot be outsourced. I think these are the two major limitations which I find many people are, most people are seeking or trying to do, which would be contrary to the entire ethos and concept of EB1A jurisprudence actually. So that's all I have, Mario. So that's wonderful, guys. So if you have any more questions, do keep writing to us. Put up on the EB1A Aspirants group also, and we'll be more than happy to kind of respond to you, take your questions and everything. And if you want to join the next lead program, reach out to Mario or I, and we'll be happy to help you and navigate you through the entire EB1A journey. Okay, so wish you all the best and have a wonderful day ahead. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any further questions or need personalized guidance, please reach out to us. We are here to help you every step of the way in your journey towards achieving your American dream. Let's connect and make it happen together.